Welcome everyone to Meanwhile in Andorra, the podcast where two guys talk about football, nonsense, and everything else in between. And obviously, that's international football for us. I'm hosting with I'm host Ricky McGowan. Obviously, Travis. I can't.
He's
It's
messed it
too
up
late.
already, hasn't he? We're
I've
how
done it
many
again.
seconds? I'm just look. We're 24 seconds into this. We're in Hakan Shuker territory. He's messed it up. I'm Travis Newton. We just had a long old conversation about Ricky getting the intro right, and he got the intro, the actual welcome to Meanwhile in Andorra, where two blokes talk about football nonsense and everything else in between. Okay, and then he actually messes up the bit where he says his name. Excellent. It starts with me to go on.
It's actually got to that point where it's gone past of, when you would actually take this job off someone, where actually you're like, it's more comical seeing if he can actually do it each week.
So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Get there.
Brilliant. Doesn't matter. It's our podcast anyway. We can mess it up
Yeah,
as much as we
well,
want.
that's it. Yeah. And well, it's probably not going to be, it's not on any scale as compared to what we're going to talk about today as well. Because,
can't get much worse than that.
No, he cannot get much worse.
2016 World Cup draw, whatever it is.
That was amazing. That, as I said, a spectacle of a World Cup draw was just weird, strange.
Odd. I watched it in a pub, so I had no sound. Oh, did I have? I had sound for bits of it, but I probably wasn't missing much from a sound perspective.
The sound was weird because it was sort of like, the only thing I could compare it to was a bit like Eurovision, where it was insanely quiet when the hosts were talking, or a bit like a Champions League Cup draw, I suppose. But yeah, more Eurovision, I would say, because it was just quiet, and then they would talk, but there was no noise because you couldn't. The crowd was just footballers or coaches waiting to see what the draw was.
A bit like an Oscar.
No reaction.
It's a bit like an Oscar ceremony, maybe. Is that sort of thing, or I don't know. I can't. Yeah,
they were just getting nothing from the group, from the crowd. So it was like you've got comedians on stage trying to deliver a joke, and everyone didn't know what to do.
Yeah, of course, Kevin Hart was there, wasn't he? I mean, in my notes, I think I wrote Kevin Hart as one of the things I noticed. Yeah, it was such a
very strange.
Yeah.
And then that whole welcome, the start of it with the trophy, the present.
Do you know what kills me about that is they literally did it like off the bat as well. It wasn't even like they waited for like half of like an hour or anything like that. It was literally like, right, yeah, we're going to do this now. Let's get this out of the way. Here's your gift for still allowing me to have the World Cup in your country, and whatever else is going on. And I'm not going to make any assertions about what is going on there, but like, such a weird, I'm worried. Obviously, not going to stray too far into politics because we're not lawyered up yet. But
well, that was the thing. It wasn't like someone in his team has been like, because they must have proposed it originally to be like, we'll do this afterwards. We'll do this. We'll do the draw, and then we'll end with this big presentation. And then someone in his team has definitely gone, oh, everyone's going to switch off after the draw.
Centre of attention.
Let's swap it around.
Yeah.
Make it about you, and then we'll go into the draw. But it was like, even then when they went into the draw, everyone was just so confused as to their role or what they're doing. And
well, that bit at the beginning, so first, I'm probably not going to go through my notes in order, but the first bit, one of the first bits, was the bit with the leaders of each of the host nations pulled their names out. And I was like, is that just to prove that their names were in the hat as well? I don't know. I didn't understand. I was like, just put them in their bloody groups.
Draw them, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you've got 3 teams. They're all seeded. Just put them in their groups. Like, what are we doing?
It was so obvious that the people drawing just had no idea what they were doing as well. Wayne Gretzky looked like he was like, where am I? What is this?
See, there you go. The benefit of sound. I didn't know Wayne Gretzky was there. I saw Shaq. Did Shaq draw? I saw him there.
Shaq was there. He was one of the drawers.
Tom, not Karen. So it's a West Ham fan here, mate. GSB out.
Just getting booed as she's on stage.
Or SB out, no. But no, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
I didn't. Because I don't know these people by face, some of them anyway. I probably should know Tom Brady's face, but I can't think of it. Like, without any sound, I didn't really take much, I was a few pints in. Didn't sing any national anthems or anything like that this time round.
No, well, it was funny because there was no when they were like it was like the hosts were hosting. We had Kevin Hart and the lady's name, I forget her name, and suddenly it was like they just and Rio Ferdinand was there at that point, and it was like they just split off into two teams, and it was like one just went to the left of the stage and was like, "Well, I'm going to announce my celebrity jurors," and then Kevin Hart, I'm announcing mine. But it would only there were people who were only really they meant more to the people, I suppose, from those nations rather than anyone else outside too much.
Right.
So
See, that's what I mean. I missed all of this. I missed
they
all
played
of
little
this.
intro videos. There was the other guy was a baseball player who's hit so many runs in the for I think it was I don't even know who it was for.
Oh no, did I see it? No, I didn't. That was Aaron Judge. I know because I watch baseball.
Was it Judge?
And people Aaron Judge from the Yankees, yeah. And he was at one point, because this is me showing off my baseball nerdiness, he was averaging like 400 for the year, and then he's kind of dipped towards the end because the Yankees didn't win or didn't get to the. I think they reached the playoffs, but did they? Yeah, they reached the playoffs, but literally got knocked out in the first game of the playoffs, and he kind of had a bit of a dip. But yeah, there's a big thing about Aaron Judge. He's like an absolute beast of a man.
He's massive.
He's absolutely huge. He's absolutely huge. And he's like a monster. And it's like the Erling Haaland, I'd say, of baseball. Just smashes the ball out of the ground all the time. And yeah, he was.
If you didn't see the intro, you would have just thought he was from NFL or basketball or something because he was massive. Like he was just
absolute unit. Yeah.
He got introduced on his side with Wayne and then Wayne Gretzky, and it was like I watch ice hockey, so I saw the video and I was like, it can't be like he's old. And then he just suddenly appeared, and it was like, oh yeah, he clearly don't know where he is. Like he didn't know what he's going to be doing. And then they went to the other side, and then Kevin Hart was like, we're going to announce Kevin Hart's side. Rio Ferdinand sort of announced them, and Kevin Hart had to act almost shocked that they were coming on.
Right. Okay.
So you had Tom Brady, and then you had Shaq, because him and Shaq have always had some sort of skit between them where he always winds him up, sort of thing.
Oh, right.
So they played on that, but it was sort of, they weren't given the airtime to sort of play on it, so it was sort of suggested rather than sort of anything really happening.
Right. Two things there. I was going to say, two things there. The first one is the fact that you watch ice hockey. I didn't know you. I mean, I've known you, almost 20 years now? You watch ice hockey. I didn't know that, mate.
I think it's just because it is like, it's Mighty Ducks. It's literally since Mighty Ducks. It is like
because of an 80s film.
Sold. They made a real franchise out of it. So when we went we did a tour on our honeymoon. We went to see the Mighty Ducks play in LA Kings. It was amazing.
Is there an actual team then? There's an actual team. I hope it was just a fictional thing for the film. There's an actual Mighty Ducks team.
From the success of the film, you can a franchise, can't you?
Yes.
He supported a franchise, and they launched Mighty Ducks franchise in Anaheim.
Okay. Is that Florida? Anaheim, Florida?
LA.
Is that Florida? LA, that's the one. I knew it was out that way. Because they used to have the Angels in baseball. Yeah.
Yes. So they just and then all these franchises can just pick up and move, can't they, as well? And that's the other weird thing in American sports. Like the franchises can move area. So some of them end up in different regions and states.
Yes, exactly. You can, which is why you don't have the Anaheim Angels anymore. I can't even say.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. They're somewhere else now. But the Anaheim Angels, can't say Anaheim. But yeah, they're no longer there. But yeah, I didn't know that. And the second thing I was going to say, which is obviously steering it back to the notes because we don't want to digress too much, is Rio Ferdinand. You mentioned him, and we both had a bit of a chat about. I've no idea what that weird, aggressive piece was about. Nor who the guy was. Is that who that was? Who is Danny Ramirez?
He's
Apologies to anyone who knows.
Which was really weird because it was like the sort of task you'd give someone like an up and coming broadcaster or something, wouldn't you? Like normally,
he gave off those vibes. Vibes. That's what I mean.
We're talking like a lead actor who's in like Marvel films as well. Like he's been in a few of them, and amongst other things and TV shows.
Okay.
I think he has a loose connection to he played soccer in college, Like, it's the only connection I could think of when I was looking at it. I was like, what's his connection with football? And I found out. But yeah, apparently there's a news story where it was like, oh yeah, once soccer star turned actor. And it was like, he was on the bench at a college game and he got asked to be an extra, and then it changed. And that was it. Like,
excellent. Excellent.
So yeah, and he clearly showed his football knowledge on the day.
Well, yeah.
But like,
do you know what? I didn't. I mean, I didn't think it was too ludicrous a question to ask Rio Ferdinand if he was going to go up and score or had scored a few or something like that. Because I was like, well, you come up for corners, mate. It's not like you know, it's not completely like a goalie. It wasn't that ludicrous.
The reaction was weirder than the question.
Yeah,
definitely.
than the question.
You know what I mean?
The question. I get that, like, I get the Rio Ferdinand. It was almost like Rio Ferdinand trying to lord it up, like being like, yeah, well, actually, you're an idiot because I was a defender. But like, no, like your reaction just made you look like an absolute penis. Like you just didn't need to. Do you know what
It's
I mean?
already strange that you're the one there.
Yeah, exactly. Why did you get picked of all of the naughties England players? Why wasn't it Ledley King or Sol Campbell?
And exactly, especially when you've got people who are like, I don't know, you've got the CBS team who do so well out there as well. You've got, why you're doing an American broadcast, why not have someone from there do it? One of them's a World Cup winner as well. Like,
yeah.
It seems like it was more of a case of who said no first.
Maybe. Do you think, like, yeah?
Like, I wonder if there was an element of that.
Yeah.
Given FIFA, the reputation,
exactly,
Trump's involvement,
exactly.
I wonder
Some
if it was
people
more
probably don't want to be
like,
necessarily associated with it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and because then Rio had that, he had a whole video which was very Eurovision-esque, which was like, we're going to go on to the draw, but first we need to explain how it's working, which I get, it's a new draw, there's more teams. So they done this little skit of Rio being in a British private school with all these kids teaching him
God, I missed
basically.
That. I absolutely missed that.
He was like, so there's 32 teams, and they're like, no, Rio, and then they've got like a schoolboard where they're a whiteboard where they're like teaching him math, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was tragic. He's not going to be an actor, put it that way. He's not the next Vinnie Jones, in that sense. But yeah, no, Rio, very, very strange. And then he had that strange encounter with Shaq, because did you hear the joke?
No.
They were doing their thing of just talking to each of the drawers, being like, oh, how are you? You looking forward to it? Tom Brady went first, very good, a good speaker about football, obviously, with his connections to Birmingham and that.
Birmingham,
and then it went to Shaq, and he was like, do you know what they call me in basketball? And they were like, what? And he was like, David Blackham. And it just like...
Did it get less laughter than we just given it?
We definitely laughed more than the room.
God,
like
David Blackham.
And then he was so proud, like so proud. But it was
Jesus
like
Christ.
in an empty hall full of footballers where, it was just bad. And they were like, okay, moving on.
Amazing.
Let's move on to
the
judge. And he just spoke very briefly and looked like, again, you've asked me a football question. And then they went straight to Wayne Gretzky, who was like, where am I? Like, when's my bus get here?
Yeah.
And then it was like, right, let's crack on with pulling names out of the thing then.
It sounds like I did well not to have the sound on or pay attention as well. Yeah.
Well, it was just dragging as well, was the thing, because it was all so slow. Like,
note number 3, the length of it, man. Like, so I went out, I had it in the diary for a while now. Like, I went out with some old friends, some people I've actually known longer than you, which is pretty hard. And you know all the guys that we went out to watch keeping it related to the theme. We saw England-Slovenia. Do you remember we watched England-Slovenia when Defoe scored the header in 2010? We went out with those guys. And we also watched, yeah, that's right. And we also watched in London, we watched England-Costa Rica in 2014. When did we lose all 3 games in 2014? I think we did. And we watched that as well with the guys. We go every year. Well, I've been to see England, Trinidad before I met you in 2006. Anyway, it's not about that. Those guys, I was out with those guys and went to the pub and sort of like we were like a bit of a Christmas do. So we went to the pub, had a few drinks and something to eat, right? We're sitting there, and I said to my mate, I get there, and I'm one of the first there because I'm working nearby that day. And I get to it, and I'll go to my mate, right, World Cup draw's on at 5. You know me, I need to watch it. And he's like, yeah, no worries. He gets his phone out. We start streaming it off of his phone on iPlayer. And that's at 5 p.m. At about 5:45, we're like, actually, do you want to turn it off for a bit? Because I'm worried I'm going to kill your data here, mate, because I don't know what's going on, but we've not seen anything that looks like a name being drawn out of a hat yet. And then there was this story about, like, did you see the Spanish broadcasters that had only booked a slot of a certain amount, and they almost missed the end of the draw? I'm not sure if they missed the end of the draw or did, but they basically had only allocated a certain amount of time for the draw. And then when it dragged on, they were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna run out of time. We're gonna not be able to show like Spanish EastEnders or whatever it is that they show."
EastEnders.
So yeah, that was it was a really weird. It just dragged, as you say. Dragged is the right word, right? It just took forever.
See, I remember I had my daughter's swimming lesson at 5, so I was like, I'm gonna miss some of it, and Holly was out on her Christmas still, so on a Christmas work drink, so I was like, we'll just have to catch up. And then we got back home at 10 to 6, and then my phone I got a notification being like, oh, join us now for the live stream of the draw. And I was like, what? Like, and then you got on, and then I got to join it. And bear in mind, then I saw it. So it was already 45 minutes in, and it was still before Rio Ferdinand have even
for
got
all the
chance
madness
to
that
explain
happened. Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah.
So it was, it was just, and then it went, and I was like, oh, I'll have it on the TV while I sort her out and blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, I was like, I can't. I'm going to have to go and get it sorted out before the draw's even done.
Yeah.
It wasn't even started.
Going to have to base my life around this broadcast.
Yeah. Daddy, are we going to bed? No, I need to see if Scotland have been drawn yet.
Yeah.
So no, it was just drawn out massively too long.
So drawn out.
Again, maybe that was the Eurovision vibe for me, where I kept giving it. It was just one thing after another.
The problem also is that 48 teams, man. Like, we looked at one point, we were like, oh my god, there's a Group L. Like, I've never seen a Group L in anything, in the Champions League, in the World Cup, anything. It's wild, a Group L. I didn't even know that was like 48 divided by 4. The 12th is at 12, yeah. So there's 12 groups of 4. So that's the 12th letter of the alphabet. I did not know. Normally you go to like H at best. It's like or is it, do you get an I? I don't know. But like, yeah, you normally don't go as far as L on the alphabet. Sooner or later, it's going to be like, it's going to be crazy. Like, you're going to end up with like Group Z or Group T, maybe, if more realistically. But it's mad. It's absolutely mad that, like, they went that far. And then even in the second round, like the permutations for that second round bit as well. Like, I was looking earlier because I was kind of like, right, okay, obviously I do my spreadsheet and my World Cup sweepstake every year, and the permutations are absolutely wild. Like, there are 495 different combinations that you can get because of the fact that you can have so many best third place teams. 495 different permutations of those best third places. It's like, man. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I like more football. I like, the World Cup, and I'm not complaining. Well, I don't know whether I'll be complaining at all, but like, it's just a bit much, man. Like, you could have probably just kept it on 32. Bookie's dream, maybe. Excel nightmare. Bookie's dream, Excel nightmare, mate.
It is an Excel nightmare.
When people are messaging me saying my spreadsheet doesn't work, bloody hell.
And I was like, we're going to get a lot of people going, I'm definitely qualified, and we're like, you're not. Not, because when I read it was 495, I was in disbelief. I was like, that is actually mental. That is crazy. Like, and then it was obvious when they were doing the draw, because it was like there were so many restrictions. And then
that kind of happens. I was kind of, again, I was being me and being a bit weird about it and explaining it to my mates in the pub with the whole like, oh, you can't have more than 2 UEFAs in a pot. And then I don't know if you have more this time around, or is it because they may have expanded it, they've made it? Because in the past,
it's still 2.
Is it still 2? Because in the past, you could potentially have 3 UEFAs in a pot sometimes. Sometimes they'd always have a group where they'd be like, right, there's going to be 3 UEFAs in this pot, but okay, so it was 2, yeah. And then obviously the other ones are like, you can't put more than 2 of any other confederation in there as well. So like, yeah, just so weird, man.
And then it was the ranking of, depending on who got drawn and what group they in, then was their position in the group as to when they were
and
playing.
again, that's the thing as well, because that's when you play, because they that's the thing they always do as well. So then you go, like you say, like, the seed are 1, and then if you're 2, then obviously you play the seeds away, 3, you play them second time round, and then 4, you play them in that last game that's the same time as the other one. But that's the thing. But like, it's just that, it's a very, hopefully by the time we do Euro 2028, everyone will be well familiar with it because we'd have told them about it and thing. But like, that's quite a standard thing. But like, just in general, like it was like I said, it just added to it being drawn out, right? Going up to Group L and having all of these permutations and stuff like that, and everyone's kind of like, I've watched Shaq on the stage for like ages now. Like, can we just get on with it? It's probably just makes it even more slow.
The funny bit about that was when Brady had done his draw, and then they went to Shaq, and he was like laughing. You could tell like Brady like undoing the balls and being like, this should be easy. They're little balls, and then you see these massive hands take up this little ball, and then it was like, I can't actually twist it, and it won't go. I was just like, why have they made it so awkward?
It's so fiddly. Sounds too big to draw a World Cup ball.
So suddenly the automated draw format just looks so much more appealing than anything. I don't know
maybe
what
that's coming.
next time.
AI.
Was it the Champions League who did that, didn't they? They've been done the last 2 draws automatically.
Oh, since
the new format this year and last year. They still do a big thing, and it's like they have a big thing about the person pressing the button. So someone draws the team, and then it's like, oh, you press a button, and then that tells you all their games. But I guess that's them trying to just softly introduce this new format, I guess.
I'm sure for like conspiracy theorists abound with that sort of thing. Like, because as a follower of Athletic Club and Bilbao, I can tell you they've had a terrible draw in the Champions League. They had PSG, who they drew with this week, Dortmund, Arsenal. I think Karabag is the only rubbish team they've played so far. They've literally played everyone. And Newcastle they played as well. They played so many hard teams, right? Flip that on his head. Who the hell have Spurs played so far? And I'm not just saying that because I don't like Spurs. Who did they play that are good? PSG? That's it. Who did they play yesterday? Was it Sparta Prague? Or Slavia Prague, one of them, one of the Pragues. And I'm not just picking on Spurs. There are other teams as well that I've noticed in there that because of this stupid format where you play different teams, now there's a risk that you actually don't get tested. You get a team that's like almost like wrongly seeded, I think. And
we've still had Bayern Munich 2 years. The 2 years there, it's like we still can't get away from them.
It's not Brazil, Scotland, or Argentina, Nigeria. You've got to play Bayern Munich. And you didn't lose 5-2 though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't think there was any other notes we had about the draws in terms of the spectacle it was, because like you said, we could go on and on. I did have Infantino seemed oddly insistent on being everywhere in the draw and in all the videos and being like, but that's just him, right?
He's a weird guy, isn't he? Yeah.
He strikes me, that person is like when you're in the office and someone gets a job at a high level and they don't expect it, and then they're like, so then they just want to be in everything, and it's like, right, it's weird. It's like, right, we don't expect to see him here, now he's there, he just wants to be on everything. But yeah, so I guess we'll take a break there and head in before we talk about the actual groupings. The football side of it,
the actual football, and stop talking about the Champions League.
So welcome back, everyone, and thanks for sticking with us. So hopefully we won't draw this out like the actual spectacle that came out. We'll go straight into the group action, and I guess we'll probably start with the hosts. They didn't do too bad, did they?
Mate, it's fixed. It's absolutely, I don't know whether Trump had something to do with that as well, but it's absolutely fixed, man. Like, I think the hardest team that any of the hosts are playing is bloody Switzerland. Canada plays Switzerland, don't they? Everyone else that are the host. I think, did America get like Australia or something? Australia and someone else.
Paraguay, Australia, and a playoff winner.
Yeah.
Mexico all get a playoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is funny in itself, isn't it? Yeah,
Fix, man. Fix. Dr. Congo. And I don't even know who else could be a playoff winner. Do you know which playoffs it is? Did it say whether it's Europe or?
So USA one is UEFA Playoff C.
Good. Italy.
So
Completely
that's
Italy.
probably going to be someone like Ireland or something like that, or might be Italy, depending on where they think which one they're in. Canada have got UEFA A winner, as well as Qatar and Switzerland. And Mexico have got, it's a funny group. Mexico, South Africa, Republic of Korea, and then the UEFA Playoff D winner. So they all get UEFAs. Oh yeah, because they would be, wouldn't they? Because of the regions they're covering, I guess. But so yeah, looks like the ramifications for the second round out of those three groupings looks like might be a bit easier than the others.
So I think there's only been 2 hosts that have never gotten through to the second round, and that's quite recent as well. I mean, it's kind of it speaks a lot to the fact that obviously they're starting to kind of host them in more not exotic places, but maybe less traditional footballing powerhouses. And the first host was South Africa, and the second one being Qatar. I tell you now, I reckon all 3 hosts probably get out based on that. I don't know. I say that I don't actually know how good Canada are, other than like, is it Jonathan David they've got, and who else have they got? Jonathan David. Who's the guy? Is he the one from Bayern Munich as well? Can't remember now. Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies. Yeah. They had. I don't even know. I don't know anything about Canadian footballers. Apology.
Know anything? I must admit, to be fair, but I think you're right. I think he'll get out. Mexico probably the strongest out of the 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah, potentially. But yeah, I don't think there's a struggle with those 3 groups. In fact, if you're the other teams in the groups next to them who could play the winner, you're actually probably excited, even if you're a runner-up, I guess. Because if you're playing the winners of those groups, you actually fancy your chances to even progress.
You wouldn't, exactly. You wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't personally. So like maybe Italy have done it the right way this time.
It's the long game.
If they get there. If they get there.
And then, so that's grouping A, B, and C, and then actually the next group is the highlight.
No, so it's A, B, and D, is it, or something like that? Because I think Group C is because there's a jump.
A, B, and D, and then C is...
Group C is our group. Do you know how many people messaged me that night? I love the fact that people are actually... I love the fact that people are actually listening to the pod, which is great. But people were like, honestly, the amount of people that messaged me, Instagrammed me, I was like, great, thanks for listening, guys. But like, yeah, Brazil, Scotland, I told you, it can't be a World Cup. The one thing FIFA did manage to keep in terms of tradition was the fact that Brazil must play Scotland at a World Cup. And like I said, had Nigeria gone there, I guarantee that they would have played Argentina as well. But it's insane, isn't it? I knew it. The minute it come out, I said to my mates, and they were all sitting there. And I think actually some of my mates hadn't listened to the pod, shame on them. And I was said to them, like I said this in my pod the other day, like they will play each other.
Well, it was that thing, wasn't it, as well, where because that was the group where they kept drawing a team out, and it was like, at first you see the name and you're like,
yeah.
But they can't play in that group, so they're going in this group, and it happened 4 times, I think, wasn't it? So it was only in the end between Scotland and someone else, and it was like, it's got to be Scotland now, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be.
Nice.
I think I actually cheered when it happened.
Keeping us relevant.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping us relevant. But yeah, like you say, so many people got in touch. And then it wasn't just the fact that Brazil and Scotland are in the same group. It was Morocco as well, wasn't it? Because that's the repeat of the 1998 group.
Yeah, 98. Yeah, they were Scotland were last eliminated. Was it Yusuf Chipo and Mustafa Hadji? I remember that. They lost 3-0, did they, to Morocco? I forgot. Do you know, I didn't even pick up on that until you said it just now. You just needed Norway to be in there as well.
Yeah, because everyone was going, I remember everyone was texting me saying, oh, yes, Scotland. And I was like, yeah, but have you seen Morocco are in the group as well? It's amazing. Like how that's what poor Scotland are like, just probably not again.
PTSD, yeah.
Yeah.
We can do another episode on how they fucked this up. Yeah.
Brilliant. Are they going to get a best place third? They'll probably lose out on goal difference for that.
I mean, bear in mind, they've played about 86 had for best place thirds, as did 90, and they never did it then. So there's a thing. And can I just say as well, like, so on the Flower of Scotland thing, I mean, you didn't get me into trouble, but I went out again. Like, by the way, guys, I don't go out that often. It just so happens it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time, and everyone's sort of like doing stuff, and people keep like either like with work or like socially, like, you know, outside of work, people have decided to go out. But I was out on Saturday with some school parents and from my kids' school. And one or two of them actually are Scottish. And when I say Scottish, we're talking like not like Ricky's Scottish, like, because Ricky's Scottish, but his dad's Scottish. These guys are like, they're Scottish, like proper, like, you know, come down from Glasgow. I think they're Glaswegian. I'm not sure. One of them is a Rangers fan, so like I'm pretty certain she's Glaswegian. But anyway, I had a few glasses of wine and was like, right, I think it's going to be really funny if I play the excerpt of me singing "Flower of Scotland" to you. To which they just both blankly looked at me, and it was really awkward. And then they were like, "Are you taking a piss out of our national anthem?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not. Please don't glass me. Scott, don't glass people. I'm just joking."
Do you want a Glaswegian kiss?
Like, honestly, it was a very tense time, and I was like, right, okay, maybe it wasn't as jovial as I thought it was anyway. But like, I had to reiterate, I genuinely want Scotland to do well at the World Cup. It's not just me I'm not taking a mick or anything like that. I always want them to do well. I just know they're not going to, because they never do. But I want them to do well. They're almost like a plucky underdog that you've got some sort of connection to, because I think I could play for them, right? No, I can't. I'm not good enough. I think you qualify, don't you? Like, there's an agreement that typically, like, you know, you don't go to, you know, a country that like that you know, between all of us, we go, right, then we're gonna, you know, we're not going to do that, because obviously we poach lots of players from them.
Yeah, Declan Rice.
I'm Scottish, guys. You can't take the mick out of me. I'm not saying I'm Scottish.
It's that thing, isn't it? I think it's more about the case of what the song's about more than anything else. I think that's where they take pride in it.
I'm gonna learn the words.
When will we see the likes again? Proud Edward's army. We sent them homewards to think again. Well, because King Edward rode up to the border, then he saw them and then went, nah, sod this. And they went back. So it's about the song. Yeah, it's about that battle. Or that never was in that moment, I think. It's the whole thing about it. So I think that's why they probably get annoyed. But it's one of those weird things, isn't it? Is that whole thing, we see it as the plucky underdog where we want to see them do well. There is an attachment. But we know the other way around is the complete opposite. like we see, it's a thing every tournament, isn't it? Scotland fans travel to wear the shirts of other nations just to see if England lose. Which is just, it's a strange thing, but you know, we do actually on here want to see Scotland do well at the World Cup. I know I will be, for one, supporting them when they play Brazil and Morocco. Because I just think it'd be amazing.
You can't.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be hilarious. Well, and then when they lose, I can actually rub it in as well.
There you go.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll try and come up with more predictions for you guys as the pod goes on. But definitely there was a big win there in that draw for that, and then we go into
the next one I had was, I don't know whether it's the next group, but Germany are playing Curacao.
It is the next group, yes.
There, and I know Germany aren't great, or aren't the Germany that, you know, we're used to, but I think the record for the biggest win at the World Cup is El Salvador against Hungary in 1982, and I think it's 11-1. And I'm like, can they break that? There is and I wrote this word for word in my notes, and I've said that the masochist in me, and I can't spell masochist, just like I can't spell Liechtenstein, and it took me about 20 goes on my phone, and my phone still didn't know what I was trying to write. And I was going to just write what I think it sounds like phonetically. The masochist in me likes to see this stuff, man. I don't know why. Like, it's like when Tahiti qualified for like was it Tahiti? They'll qualify for the Confederations Cup in like 2013 and got beat like 11-0 by Spain or something silly like that as well. And like, I don't know, there's something about me that's a bit like, go on, do it, get another. And like, the wanting to back the underdog goes out the window, because it almost was a bit ludicrous. Like, the underdog was never going to get anything. But then that's going to be a true test, because really, is it going to be like we said before, where like you've got like teams that are now got players that play in European leagues and maybe are a bit wise and they're not just going to turn up and play 4-4-2 against Germany and get absolutely spanked? Or is it a case of like this World Cup has just been expanded too far and you've now got absolute dross qualifying and Germany are going to give them a lesson?
It's going to be like round 3 of the FA Cup or something where it's like some of these guys we fight, there'll be articles on the day of the game where it's like, this guy's a part-time plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, you do want to see it, and I am excited to see that. I think if they got Norway, I would have been worried for them.
Haaland would, Haaland's got no mercy, hasn't
he? Yeah, that would have been like 11-0.
No chill, double figures easily if you play Norway.
Yeah,
doesn't care.
I think
he just wants records.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, can we go again? It's like half time, and they're just dead.
That Simpsons meme where he's killing the Krusty Burglar. That's Haaland. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been great to see. No, but he, I can't. I think it depends what Germany turns up, because I think Germany's got awkward games in their sense, like because like you say, the other teams, Ecuador and Ivory Coast. So they're not going to be easy games for Germany. I think those ones, because they've got talented players and they know football, like you say.
Did Ecuador come second or something in their thing? But they didn't do so badly, did they?
No, they didn't do badly at all. So I mean, they're ahead of Brazil. So
yeah, exactly. They were quite comfortable. So like, as you say, like you don't write them off.
Yeah, I think that group will be an interesting one to watch, because it could really slip up for Germany. I mean, I know it happened to them at the last tournament. So
last two
tournaments. Actually. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, you'd hope to think it wouldn't happen again to them. Well, they're hoping that, certainly. But yeah, we'll see. I think Carousel might be the last. Like, if they can score loads of goals, Serge Gnabry will get like 4 goals or something.
Get your goal difference up. Get Thomas Muller back in to get him break the world record. The record. That's what you wanted to do. Get Gerd Muller back in for these guys. Bloody hell.
Play where you and Wayne Gretzky, it'll be fine. So no, that's an interesting group. And then next we have got it's the Netherlands group, isn't it? Yes.
Was that a tough one? I felt like I remember seeing that and thinking, what is that? Netherlands, Japan?
Yeah, Tunisia.
Someone else? Tunisia.
And a
playoff. And they all feel like reasonably strong teams. Not nothing amazing. So you'd imagine that you'd think the Netherlands would be quite comfortable. But they're like nothing, like, there's no real, like, it's not like an absolute David and Goliath. It's like FA Cup Premier League team against like a Championship team or like a lower ranking Premier League team.
Yeah. Well, Japan are always like a good cup team, aren't they, in the World Cup? They're always good value to watch. It's not an easy game to play.
They knocked Germany out last time, didn't they? That's the thing, isn't it? They knocked Germany out. Yeah,
so I think that'll be and Tunisia are hard, like, in that sense. I think that'll be a really good group to watch, and you got a UEFA B winner in there, so that could throw in another stronger team. Yeah, and you never know what Holland team turn up at a tournament, like in that sense. So yeah, that can't be. I don't think that'll be as easy as people think. When people looked at it, they were like, "Oh, Holland are fine," but actually, I think that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah. Definitely. What's after that one?
After that one, we've got, was it G, which is Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand.
Iran and New Zealand. That one, that's giving me more. I mean, listen, Egypt, I don't know, Salah, I don't know anyone else. Amir Zaki, does he still play for Egypt?
Yeah.
The guy was a guy from Aston Villa, the right back as well. They had a right back. I can't remember his name now. And he played for Hull as well. I can't remember his name now. It will come back to me like tomorrow. Hull and Aston Villa, and he played for Egypt. And he went to 2018, I think.
Okay. I'm not sure. I'm trying to see if I can find it. But
anyway, while you look for that, like that group is like, I know there's lots has been made of Egypt versus Iran because it's being played at, isn't it on LGBTQ Day or something? Or it's like a stadium. I don't really, something to do with LGBTQ, and they're talking about, they're countries where, LGBTQ rights aren't respected and blah, blah, blah. And, obviously great that it is being played on that day, and that, that's getting sort of, I don't think it will be a deal for either team. Like, I don't think either team sort of like thinks we need to repress these people or anything like that. So, like, I don't know, maybe people are making too much of it. I mean, worry about where it's being hosted more so than sort of like, assumptions about what people think about LGBTQ rights based on their religious beliefs. But like that group just says to me, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to watch it and I'll watch all of it, but it's one of those ones where you think, I'm not sure there's going to be a good game in that group that I'm going to watch and that I'm going to be interested in.
That's going to be the sacrifice at the point when you're watching so much football. When it comes to that group, you're going to be like, if there's one that I need to like miss or watch the highlights, that's the group. I think that's going to happen. You expect Belgium just to stumble through that group and be like...
You'd imagine, they probably won't have to do anything. Even though they did struggle to beat Kazakhstan, you'd imagine they'd...
Was it El Mohammadi? El Mohammadi?
Oh, that's the one. Yes, El Mohammadi. Yeah. That's the one, yeah.
Right back. Yeah. I don't think he's still playing anymore, at least. He looks like he's stopped now. Well, they might bring him back.
Played for Hull and Aston Villa.
Hull and Aston Villa. And I think
Egypt.
Sunderland as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
There you go.
Got a picture of him with Steve Bruce. So that's group... Oh God, what letter are we on? There are so many letters.
Mate, we're at Z. It's group X.
If give up, we've left the alphabet now.
We can't do letters, we're just going to have to just name the teams in the groups.
So,
what is it, do you know? Go H.
Spain.
Who's H then? Spain.
Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay.
Another half-decent group, I think, potentially.
Yeah, Uruguay is a great one to have in that group, I think, and a good one for... That would be a great game with Spain, I think. No, that would be a good one to watch. It'd be interesting to see what happens if Spain play Cape Verde as well. Do they just get goals?
Well, that's the thing. I think Cape Verde are better. Like, it's not like a Curacao. Because remember, Curacao have gotten through because they've just gone, right, okay, we're going to give more places to CONCACAF. Whereas Cape Verde, Africa haven't got many more. They've got more places, but they haven't got that many more automatic spots. So Cape Verde, I think, are not the real deal, but they're better than, they're better than you'd imagine, like the average team in sort of like CONCACAF are. So I think Spain, listen, Spain are probably my favourites to win the whole thing. So I would argue that they're probably going to, they're going to be in a, they're going to be the ones that everyone's got to look out for, and they probably will beat Cape Verde quite reasonably, but I don't think they're going to trouble the record as that. Uruguay will get a 1-0 win against Cape Verde. This is my prediction. Someone will get sent off, and it will be the most scrappy win in the history of scrappy wins. Like, People, I know it's a massive stereotype, but people talk about Italy and like dark arts and stuff like that. But Uruguayan football, like at the World Cup, is just like, loads of rolling around and diving, and someone will do something really dirty on someone else, and they'll nick a goal, and everyone will hate them for it, and they'll go through. That's my prediction in that group. And it was at Saudi Arabia. Conquerors of Argentina in the last World Cup, weren't they? In that game. Yeah, and that's what's his name, isn't it? Hervé Renard, the coach.
Was that who their coach
normally does? That, yeah, that's the guy that normally does all of the African teams, and he always wears he looks really dapper in a shirt. So he's their coach. Yeah, Hervé Renard.
I didn't know that. Okay, look at
I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about those guys. Nothing about Saudi Arabia. You'd expect them to do not that well, probably. You know what? The game that we're interested in that group will be Saudi Arabia against Cape Verde, right? You'd think even Cape Verde, Uruguay might be interested in, though, I suppose.
I'm trying to... Yeah, that'd be a good game to watch. I'm trying to see who their manager is now. I'm trying to remember what he looks... Oh, yeah, that's him.
Hervé Renard?
Yeah, I was trying to...
the guy, he's like
I was
French,
getting him confused with someone else.
He literally has managed every team in Africa ever.
Yeah.
Probably managed Cape Verde at some point. And he always wears like a white shirt, like rolled up to his elbows, and stands on the touchline with his arms crossed, looking dapper. It's like that's just his job. Yeah, and there's a thing of him like in the last World Cup where when they beat Argentina and they're losing 1-0 at half time. Are they losing 1-0? I think they are losing 1-0 at half time. Argentina scored a penalty. They're losing 1-0. They're getting absolutely outplayed, and he goes in and he gives this speech, and somehow they've got cameras in there. And he managed to film it and get it out. It's in like the official video and stuff for the last World Cup. Yeah. And I remember them playing it, and then like he gives his speech and he's like I don't know, I think there's lots of swearing in it. And then he's like, oh, did you want to come here and like, and basically not do anything, or do you want to go and actually show people can play better football? And they go out and they beat Argentina because Argentina are at a bang average.
Is that not the speech? He goes from different languages into the speech. I think he goes in and out of English and something else. Yeah, I think they were saying in it, but it was really weird. It was like, but really good to watch, if I seem to remember rightly. I can't remember if it was his one or someone else's. I might be confusing it. I know I might be confusing it with Johnny Wilkinson, who did something similar with it in rugby.
Oh.
He literally went into because when he moved to France and he played in France, it was like the Heineken Cup final. I think he was in the dressing room and he'd done a speech, and it was like half French. It was like fluent French and English. It was mental.
Pretty cool.
It might be now. I'm getting confused with. So we got that group, and that was H. So we got
H and I. I do know Group I because I wrote it down. Group I is France's group. France and Senegal playing each other again.
Yeah.
Potentially the first time since 2002. Another colonizer versus colonizer. Can't say the word. Colonized versus colonizer. Yeah. France against Senegal, which was interesting in 2002.
Win.
Yeah, and Senegal are decent. Obviously, they beat us in the summer.
Yeah.
Got a couple of decent players.
That is a hard group. That is like a genuine.
Who's the other
two? The other one's a playoff, and the other one is Norway.
Right. Yes, because I remember thinking Haaland versus Mbappe when I saw it. Yeah. That playoff. Interesting. Right. Yeah, that'll be.
And it's the FIFA playoff. So it's one of the March Madness ones.
So you think about it, right? That can't be. So on that can't be Congo. If Congo go through it, can't be them. So it will be one of Bolivia, Jamaica, and
possibly.
And what was it? I think New Caledonia.
Oh, wow.
New Caledonia. Oh my God, Ricky.
Haaland.
Ricky. Yes, Haaland against New Caledonia. Get your cricket scoreboard out, man.
Just Haaland. Just team sheet.
Yeah.
Haaland and
It's
Odegaard to give him a ball.
Haaland, first minute, third minute, fifth minute. Just enough time to kick off and get the ball back. That would be amazing. Please let New Caledonia. See, the masochist in me. Let New Caledonia get to the World Cup and play Norway. That would be absolute. I'd be baying for blood. Thumbs down, like in the Colosseum.
At the end of the game, they're just there beaten, shin pads everywhere, tape everywhere, and it's like, don't worry, lads. We got Mbappe's France.
We've got Mbappe next week. Yeah. Could you imagine?
Worse. We're about to see the worst goal difference.
They'll go easy on them, France. They'll scrape a 1-0 or something.
This would be hilarious. That'll be so. Yeah, we're guessing Senegal getting best third place, just maybe on goal difference.
I know it would be. Yeah, they've got some decent players. You know what would be interesting? I was just thinking when you were talking about Senegal, the African Nations, which is on Channel 4 this January, would be really cool. Like to see who looks good in that, like and understand sort of like maybe teams to look out for. I'd imagine, but yeah, like
they're showing every game as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are the whole thing, which is great. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. So that's Group I. We probably, in the interest of us not spending too, decide that Group J. Is it J? Is Portugal?
No, Argentina.
Is that Portugal, or is that the next one? Oh, Argentina.
Argentina, Algeria. It's like A's. Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina, Algeria, and
Austria, and Jordan.
And then Jordan. Yeah, which is another one. Again, Argentina, Jordan. Although like I said, I don't rate Argentina that well. So like, I think they might. Yeah, while they might, get maybe 5 or so against Jordan, I don't think that.
It's a bit like the Belgium group, isn't it? Where it's like they're not playing great, but given the teams, it's a bit like what we. I know your notes about Portugal, but we're going to talk about Portugal trip Group K, Portugal playoff winner, Uzbekistan and Colombia. Honestly, it's like they just want to keep
Ronaldo,
Messi and Ronaldo in it.
They want to keep them happy. That's for Ronaldo. He's going to walk around up front. That's what I said in my notes. Just going to walk around up front, looking 41, and then pop up at the back post and finally get a tap in against Uzbekistan and do that stupid sue. And everyone in America is going to go mad for it, and everyone in Europe is going to be like, "This guy's finished." And that's it. That's all that's going to happen in that group. Uzbekistan, my guys, Uzbekistan. I'd love them to beat them. They won't. They're another one. But I don't know whether they'll trouble the record.
Can you learn their national anthem so we get another voice note if they do beat them? That would actually be hilarious.
My voice noting days are over. I don't want to offend any Uzbek parents out there as well. So
and then we come on to the last group, or as you said, and
Group
it's
L.
of course that's obviously us, which is actually quite a competitive group.
Our group is the hardest group in the tournament, I think.
Definitely,
I genuinely think that.
Yeah, because I think Croatia, Ghana, and Panama, I think they're going to be great games. It's a lot of scrappy 1-0s, I think, or like
for Croatia and Ghana. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you now. I don't think England beat Croatia. I think Croatia are as good as, if not. But then saying that, actually, no, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to reverse that, because in the last European Championship, Croatia was pretty average, weren't they?
Yeah, they
weren't kind of snuck under the. They were a bit snuck under the radar because they're still playing Modric, and like they were a bit average. But then they knocked Brazil out of the last World Cup. I know it's 4 years on. Yeah, I don't know. I made an assertion, and I'm backtracking on it now because I don't actually know that much about them now. Do they still play?
I think it'd be a tough game, really tough game, I think, for England. But it'll be, I think, in Tuchel, he seems to be getting those wins where they don't look.
Well,
as
this
tough.
is the thing. We talked about this in the qualifying, didn't we? Where we said we were winning games that in the past we sort of like, if we play an average team, we'll just beat them. Now, there's no like we struggled to, we just beat them. So maybe that will happen there.
Hopefully, definitely. I hope that's the case. Obviously, but yeah,
although we didn't do that against Senegal, but it was a weaker team. We played a weaker team against Senegal, didn't we? In that friendly. So like, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Kane's on good form again so far this season. If he carries it on, it's simple. A lot of the England players seem to be on good form this year, like for their clubs. If they can keep it going to the end of the year, then that'd be great as well. If they're all scoring goals, which they all seem to be getting goals for their clubs, like the midfielders as well as the attackers. Like then that'd be great. But yeah, I think Ghana and Panama, I think they're going to be great games as well. Again, I don't think they'll be runaways.
Ghana will be a good game. I don't know about Panama. I think Panama might have, again, have they just gotten in there because CONCACAF have just got lots of places now? Or are they actually all right? Don't know. We'll have to see. And I said, I did watch it. The thing is, right, even when you watch qualifiers, right, so like you think, I watched Trinidad batter Bermuda, and I watched Curacao batter Bermuda even more. Couldn't beat them 7-0. And you're like, yeah, but Bermuda are rubbish. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Is it just that they were so poor and someone had to qualify, basically? So now they're like, oh, you're a bit like, well, actually, you're just going to end up with a tournament where, like I said, you're just going to end up with teams that like are there that, yeah, they got through their qualifying rounds, but actually when they get there and they play anyone half decent, they're going to get absolutely ruined, don't they?
Well, that was it. They qualified with the last game they had to win, but they beat El Salvador 3-0, and you're like, well, it's El Salvador.
Yeah, exactly. Holders of the record, El Salvador.
Yes.
I don't think any of them are still around. I don't know if any of them are still around, but yeah, exactly. The team that have got hold the record for the most goals conceded, or no, it's the highest scoring World Cup game. I don't know if it's the biggest margin as well. I don't remember. I think it might be biggest margin as well. 11-1 against Hungary. So like, yeah, you're talking a bad team. So like, yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how Panama do. I don't think they're going to get like double figures or anything like that. But
no, yeah. It was interesting. One of the headlines for describing that game was they stun with a 3-0 win over El Salvador. So it was like people didn't even expect them to do that well in that game.
God, stun Salvador. Jesus,
Harry Kane likes a minnow team, so you know.
Yeah, he loves a fucking minnow, doesn't he? He's not quite Erling Haaland, but yeah, he'll be circling.
Definitely get a few, hopefully. Or it'd be the game where one of the midfielders will play or something, and then suddenly they'll come on and get a goal on it, like World Cup debut or something.
Yeah. Jesse Lingard did against Panama last time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would be like Madueke will come on and or start and get like 3 goals or something like that in the game he starts.
And there'll be a quiz question in years to come.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. So that's the groups all the way through to 12 groups of L. L for long. It's going to be
and I was trying to work, like I said, I was trying to work out who we'd get in the second round, but like I couldn't. Like you just can't, because England, if they come top of the group, England will play our best runner or best third, and it's like, how do you even, like, honestly, you'd have to literally get it down and do the formulas yourself, and that's the only way you can work out the best thirds. Like, it's just ridiculous. You know, the round of 128 I put down, because it feels like that. It will be like.
Well, the
But
dread
will
in me
I?
when I saw your note about how many permutations there were for the second round, I was like, oh god, just filling out the group stage of that spreadsheet would just
Mate,
that would just take
oh
ages.
mate, take forever. And also, like, just even, I don't know, man. Like, is this going to be the first World Cup? I know that it won't be. I don't think, because I doubt that my brain works like that. But will this be the first World Cup where I actually get tired of the football? I'd like to think it won't ever be, and I'd like to think that my brain doesn't work like that at all, and that I'll be good. But it's just, yeah, it feels a lot. When I first heard 48, I thought brilliant, but it feels a lot.
I think what will help you is you've got the kids as well who are interested in the football as well. So I think that will help one in keeping it fresh. Like looking at these countries
Although it's all
playing.
late though. It's all late at
Yeah, that's
night.
true. It is late kickoffs, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. It's gonna be. It is. It's gonna feel like it. It will feel more like the Olympics than it will do the World Cup. I think this time,
Maybe.
in the sense that you're like,
Maybe.
wow, there's a lot.
Yeah, I know what you
To
mean.
keep
Where it's
up
like
with.
just so much stuff going on. Yeah.
It's like what's on now? Sumo wrestling. Okay, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, gonna watch this. I'm watching the men's mountain biking, which I did watch. Never watched mountain biking before or since.
It's that thing when you're watching such random sport. You're like, I could do that.
Oh, I don't know. I'm never foolish enough to assume that I could do any sort of competitive. What do you think the sport you're best at is? Is it football for you?
Yeah, I'd think so. Yeah, I don't
I
think I've
don't
played
know.
enough other sports to.
I'm not. See, it probably is football for me, but I think, like, obviously cricket. The
Cricket,
pool
yeah, I
is
was going to say
different.
for you, yeah.
I played. I mean, I'm not played to any standard at all in cricket or football, but yeah. Obviously, the pool in cricket's smaller, so like that's an advantage I'd have of playing that. And I can obviously play tennis competently, but I definitely wouldn't say I'm like, there's lots of people who play tennis. There's lots of people who play cricket as well, to be fair. So like, but even still, though, in my youth, I'd say probably like it's probably football. It probably is football that I'm the best at. But
Yeah, I
it's definitely
do
not
want
mountain
to.
biking.
It's going to be mountain bike for me, no, sod that. I do want to give. Part of me still wants to give rugby a try in that sense, just because I like it so much and I think I'd like to try it. And I think I've just never had the opportunity.
All right. Yeah, you
But
don't get that in East London, do you? When you go to school in East London, you don't do rugby. Like my school, we did like one lesson of like touch rugby in North East London, and that was it.
we did a few lessons, yeah, where we had one coach who was Scottish and interested in it, but as soon as they left, it was like, well, we had no one and no one else. You could tell none of the other kids were
No one,
interested in it.
yeah.
Yeah, so it just weren't worth it. So we only had three main sports. Oh, other than athletics, actually, we had football, basketball, and cricket, which were great. Yeah, no, football definitely for me. But I think that when you're sporty, though, I think you could give other sports a go.
Yeah, well, you kind of naturally, didn't you? Like my boy's a bit like
Yeah,
that. My oldest is just naturally good at stuff. He naturally knows the body shape to do the thing. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, because he's
yeah,
quite
yeah.
athletic and nimble and agile. So like he watches it on TV for 10 minutes and he's like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing here.
Yep. I
Yeah.
did the total sidetrack. You can go to Lee Valley and do the hot dogging where you see it when they go through the water and you can go through the poles.
Yeah. All
So
right. Yeah, yeah, I know
you
what you're
can
talking about.
do that. So we've done it a couple of times, and it's like they literally do just go right. You do a safety thing out. It's attached to the course is attached to like a lake. You go on the lake and they do a thing of like, this is how you fall out, this is how you get back in, and then they literally like they take you to the raft bit and they're like, go, like, and
Wow.
then to create the waves, there's concrete blocks in it, and if you come off, they like go into starfish because if you don't, your knees are going to go crack into
You're going to
this
hit the
block.
block and you're, oh.
And they do, yeah, like, yeah. But that was amazing. You have a newfound respect for the people that do it and the speed they're doing it in.
Yeah, kayaking is definitely not my thing. Or hot dogging. I didn't even know it was called hot dogging. So like, no.
No, I didn't until we went. Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, no idea. But yeah, but they're definitely worth a try. Anyone listening who thinks they could do it, go and try it because you'll be wrecked. But it's a good experience. Yeah.
I do not endorse kayaking or anyone that kills themselves at the Lee Valley Leisure Centre or whatever. Yeah, don't. You go at your own risk. Ricky said you could go.
So before we should probably end there as we've sidetracked off into Olympics because it is going to be an Olympic of a World Cup this year in terms of watching it as well as probably the teams in it. And we'll see everyone probably soon in the new year.
Yeah. So on that, I've been talking to my friend. I think we were talking about this the other day. My mate Carlos of World Cup Fever fame. He's getting a free plug off of us. He's got a great Instagram called World Cup Fever, which basically looks at nostalgia and that. As I said, he's the one person in the world that I actually think I bow to his World Cup knowledge. I wish I knew as much as he does about the World Cup, and I know a lot about the World Cup. He's Peruvian, so I've already kind of teed it up a little bit, but had a chat with him the other day and was like, yeah, we absolutely want to get you on. Said to him, maybe for now to talk about like the recent South American qualifiers, and maybe we can talk about like whether Argentina are gonna like batter their group, and whether Ecuador and Colombia and Paraguay are any good, and whether Brazil are gonna Brazil Scotland basically. So yeah, be an interesting chat. Obviously Peru didn't make it this year, but we still got Bolivia and March Madness as well. So the plan would be to get him in and see if we can get a bit of his time and ask his opinion on some of the stuff in South America.
Definitely, yeah, that'd be a great one. And then we got, like you say, we got the African nations as well to cover in terms of just watching that and seems who looks good, who don't look good, and everything in between on that tournament as well. So definitely lots to look forward to.
Lots to come. Yeah, wicked.
So thanks everyone for joining us this week, and we hope you all have a great Christmas and New Year as well. Thanks for listening, and we'll end it there. So thanks, Trav, and I'll see you soon.
Cheers, Ricky. I'll speak to you later, mate.
Take care.